Hi, I'm Thea from Canberra Seed Savers, and I wanted to show you a little trick with leftover eggshells. So here I have some leftover eggshells from use in my kitchen that I've saved up. There's many uses for eggshells in the garden. You can crush them up and put them around seedlings to help deter slugs and snails. You can feed them back to your chickens to help with egg laying. Or if it's crushed up, you can add it into your soil as a real calcium boost. And that can help prevent things like blossom end rot, which can occur in many plants, particularly in tomatoes, cucumbers, and zucchini, where the bottom of the plant looks like it's rotting off and because it's had a lack of calcium uptake, either through not enough calcium in the soil or in irregular watering can also help that occur. So to prevent that, you're going to add a bit of eggshells to your garden. But before you add them to the garden, they need a little bit of processing to be useful, because at the moment they're bulky to store and can be still wet and damp from all the bits of egg left in them. So you want to dry them out and crush them up. So to do that, what I do is when I'm using the oven, after I finish using the oven, I put the eggs on a tray and pop them in the oven as the oven's cooling off, or you could just put them in a hot oven for 5 minutes and dry them out. An alternative thing is to put them on a tray and just to put it out in the sun for a day or two, and that will dry them out. You want to dry them out so that they're easier to crush, they don't get any mold, and it also kills any bacteria or pathogens that are on them. As you can see, now they're quite brittle, and that membrane that's on the inside of the shell is now crunchy, not soft. So there's a few ways you can crush up your eggshells ready for use in the garden. You can do it by hand. If you've got small children that love doing this, it can be quite messy though. I've seen people do it in the blender, but that can dull the blender blades. So the way I do it, and it works well for large quantities, because of course you could use a mortar and pestle, is I get an old pasta container, one of these long ones, and what I do is grab up the eggshells, pop it in the top, a few at a time. Then I grab a rolling pin or the back of a wooden spoon and get some crushing going. Very therapeutic. And crush it down. And in no time at all, you've got lovely crushed eggshells ready for use in your garden. Or you can store it quite long term because it's all dried out and it's in its own storage container. So that was processing and storing eggshells for use in the garden. Hope that was a good tip.